been a patient of Dr. Smith's since about 2016. We feel safe, we feel comfortable with him. We live in Texas. That's where we're originally, well, I'm from Texas, he's from Alabama. But our home state now is Texas. We make arrangements every year to come up for a checkup. And if we need to come more, we will, you know. We just believe in his ability to help us with Bobby's problem that much.
We were up here and Lisa was down in Arkansas with our youngest daughter. She had just had a baby, and so she was down there visiting the grandbaby. And I was up here by myself, and I went to Egypt Valley to fish and left the truck parked on the side of the dirt road and hiked into some ponds that are further back off the road. It was very hot that day, and I was almost 240 pounds. I was out of shape, and my heart was racing and beating, and I couldn't calm it down. And I sit down on this boulder to fish, and I set my fishing rod out, and was actually tight lining for catfish on the bottom. And I got a bite almost immediately, and I stood up. When I stood up to get my fishing rod there on the bank, I blacked out. I couldn't see anything but it was just black. And I sit back down, and I laid down on my back and just laid there, and I was trying to take deep breaths to calm myself down, and that wasn't working. And I opened my eyes up after a little bit, and everything was spinning, but I called her. I told her where I was at. She had been down there with me before, so she knew the location. And I told her, I said, I'm gonna try to make it back to the truck. If I make it back, I'll call you and let you know I made it back. If not, you know where to call someone to tell them to come try to find me. So anyways, I made it back after probably 45 minutes or an hour. I felt a little better. My heart had calmed down somewhat, so I took my time, and I hiked back to the truck and made it back, and called her and told her I made it. And then she immediately drove back up here and got back up here, and we made our appointment here. But we came here, the nurse took me back, and she said, Mr. Burt, you're in A-field. I said, you need to
go to the ER.
I said, do you want us to get you an ambulance or not? And I said, no. I said, my wife can drive me. So she drove me over there, and they were waiting on us, and they put us in, and that's where our story with Dr. Smith began. Stayed in there 6 days, and he got me straightened out, and ever since I've been in good shape. You know, I've had maybe 2 minor episodes where maybe I didn't get enough sleep for a couple of days. That can kind of trigger it, or if you get a little sick, sometimes that could throw you off. But other than that,
but it's been
I've
several
been fine.
years
Yeah,
now.
what I've had is really nothing compared to what it was before.
One of the reasons we love Dr. Smith so much is whenever all this happened, because we're not big, we don't go to the doctor all the time. And whenever we went in, the first person that they put us in contact with, I don't even remember that doctor's name, the emergency room doctor that was on call. He was very, he was just not nice. He was not nice at all. He had me in tears. I mean, we were terrified. I was up here by myself. I thought I might lose him. And Bobby's boss was in the room with him whenever they had him in the hospital, and that doctor came in. Dr. Smith was already treating him, but that doctor came in and in front of Bobby's boss was saying how, you know, you're not taking this serious enough. You're probably, you know, not going to be able to work anymore and everything. So then we were terrified he was going to lose his job. And so then whenever Dr. Smith set me down outside and he started talking to me, I literally just broke down. I mean, I was sleep deprived and everything, and I was just beside myself. I didn't know what I was going to do. And he asked, why are you so upset? Why are you so concerned? And I told him, I said, this is what this other doctor has told us. And he literally just reached out, he grabbed my hand, and he said, everything is going to be fine. You don't need to worry unless I tell you need to worry. He said, I promise you, he's going to be okay. We've got this right now. We're doing everything we need to do. He is fine. And whenever he told me that, after that, I just knew, I just got a peace about it. Anybody else is looking for a cardiologist in this area or elsewhere, as far as we're concerned, we have just never seen a doctor that cares as much, that will, whatever we need, you know, whenever we need it. And he talks to you like you're a human being. He explains everything in easy to understand terms. He doesn't talk down to you. And he's willing to work with you and if you've got special circumstances. So he means a lot to us.
Yeah, and at the time that I went in, they told me that my heart was down to 30% function.
Yeah.
And it should have been at my age, I think in like the high 50s, like 57% or something like that. I really can't remember the exact percentage, but you know, your heart wears out as you age, and they explained that to me. But you know, at 30%, this other doctor that was coming in to see me was giving me gloom and doom, you know, and especially right there in front of my boss. Tristan straightened him out. He told him, "You don't worry about it." He said, "I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna get you good." And we didn't see that guy anymore after that, you know. And he took care of it. He took care of me, and I also explained to him that, you know, I didn't want to take any more medicine than I absolutely had to. I don't like to be loaded up with a lot of medicine that I don't need, you know. So, you know, he's worked with me on that too, you know. Just like, you know, for a blood thinner, I take a baby aspirin. I don't take Eliquis or anything else like that because I don't want to take it if I don't have to. You know, he's worked with me on that part of it too, you know, and I've tried to do my part as far as eating more healthy since that's happened. And, you know, exercise. Up here in the wintertime, it's hard to get out and walk or much, you know, not using that as an excuse, but anyways, I've tried to do my part and he's done his part, and I think we're on the right path now to keeping me healthy.
If there's anybody out there that they're concerned, they're scared, they're worried, and they genuinely need a doctor that's going to work with them, that's going to explain things to them. The staff is always kind and nice. They listen. I've never had a problem with getting a call back for anything. To us, this is the place to be. Where there's no place else we can go.
Last year we were in Texas working just outside of Midland, and we flew up here, you know, got a rental car and everything just to see him. That's how much he means to us. You know, I completely trust him.
And
that's the main thing, you know, trust. You got to have trust in your doctor.
And we're not incredibly wealthy people or anything like that. It means that much to us.
It's like she said, you know, we're not wealthy people, but we're willing to sacrifice what we have to sacrifice financially, time-wise, to come up here to see him. You know, we could find another doctor a lot closer somewhere, but I don't want to see another doctor. I don't. As long as I can come see him, that's what I plan to do.
And Bobby and I, we're godly people. We pray, and we have no doubt in our mind that Dr. Smith was sent to us by God.
And we were up here in the area for a reason, you know. It was,
exactly.
I mean, it
and
just
so
happened
now,
like it
wherever
happened.
he goes, we're following him.
Yeah.
So if he goes to Jamaica, I guess we'll plan a vacation to Jamaica. I don't care, but we're following him.